welcome back. Now, from her debut on Mock of the Week to becoming a panel show favourite, Maisie Adam is now a regular on our screens.
The Taskmaster champion herself is back with her new tour, What's Her Face? And she joins us on Zoom now. Hello, Maisie. How are you?
Hello, guys. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, we're all right. It's great to see you. So thank you for joining us this morning on this rainy day. Are you dealing with constant rain as well? Because
yeah, do you know what? It's been just relentless constantly, but we've got one day of it's already in the time that I've waited to go live with you. The sun is already going. I can't do it, and it's going back inside. Oh, no. So I'll have the rain in a sec.
I'm not booked until April, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't come out when I'm not paid.
I mean, with the dip in the weather, you're travelling around in an ice cream van.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. That I used to work in an ice cream van, and it was where I was when I found out that I'd won. So You Think You're Funny. So it was. I've actually got sort of weirdly lovely memories of it because it's quite an easy job. No one's ever got a weird order. It's always the same order. You kind of can't get it wrong. It was a lot easier than working in bars.
It certainly is. But then to travelling the world for comedy shows.
Yeah. I mean, that's very, very special. Very, very special. I still do feel quite triggered, though, when I see a Mr. Whippy being poured.
Oh, really?
So it takes me back immediately. I just instantly want to go, do you want a flake with that?
Yeah.
Straight away.
Yeah, you see, you need to know your roots. You know, remember where you came from, Maisie.
Exactly. Yeah. Those Mr. Whippies, they keep me grounded.
So how has it been? Yeah, I mean, you've had an incredible couple of years. You got a phone call to go on Mock of the Week. That must have been life-changing for you.
Yeah, that was a huge moment in my career for sure. It was a show that I grew up watching. I can remember, I used to come home from school and immediately go on the family computer to just watch clips of Mock the Week. So it was really, really special when I got that phone call, and it was such a supportive show. I remember being so nervous, and then I got on there, and Dara was so lovely and made sure everybody was brought in, and yeah, it did wonders for me of bringing in an audience that now come and see me on tour.
Isn't that fantastic? But did you have, you know, when you're asked to come on the show, they're asking you because they know you've got the chops to do it. But did you, when you arrived on set, have that imposter syndrome that so many of us get?
Yeah, massively. You know, I grew up watching big comedy heroes break through on that show. Of Russell Howard and Frankie Boyle, they all broke through on that show. So it was definitely, I remember, it was the first time I'd ever had my own dressing room, a room with my name on the door. It was really, really weird. I'm just sort of used to, at that point, little pub and club gigs where 7 of you have to all share the sofa. So it was quite weird, just sort of feeling like I was getting the same treatment as some of my comedy heroes. But it was amazing. Still kind of do get that imposter syndrome now, to be honest. But yeah, it's lovely.
Oh, I get changed in my car before the show in here. So
well, you're not allowed in my dressing room. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not sharing with anybody.
That must be really special. I mean, Mock of the Week is coming back onto our screens.
Yeah.
Will we be seeing you again?
Do you know, I said yesterday, it's so funny because I can remember exactly where I was when I got that phone call asking me to if I'd like to come on the show for the first time, and just screaming. I had to sit down because I was so excited. And then when I heard Mock was coming back, I was so buzzing. And then the producer, Danny, he got in touch and was like, it's coming back, here's the dates. And none of the dates I could do. And I was like, I can't believe it. I'm not going to be able to come and do the first season back. So, but it's been amazing to see it get exactly the same success as the original one did. And hopefully that leads to it coming back for a second season, and I can join the gang again.
If you're not available, Maisie, I can give you my number after this, and you can pass it on if they're.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You get into.
Do you know what? You'll just be grateful for somewhere to get changed on
exactly.
your own, won't you? Yeah. You're just in it for the changing facilities.
But as long as your name is still on the dressing room, Maisie Adams, but borrowed by Eric Roberts.
Yeah, interim.
Okay, just there. I tell you, I'd love to see.
It's a character act he's trying out.
I'd love to see Mock the Week this week after what's gone on in the UK in the last 24 hours.
I know. Literally every comedian, I think, has spent the last 48 hours going, has anyone got a pen? Has anyone got a pen? My God, my God! I was at a gig last night with Ellis James, and he told this great story that he'd been taking to see his daughter to see Hercules, and the whole time he was just wishing he was on his phone. He was like, "I just know a story is developing every 20 minutes, and I'm here watching this play with my daughter."
It was quality time. Quality time. Tell Alison.
He had to keep reminding himself that, I think.
You were only just recently crowned Taskmaster champion as well. Were you expecting to win that going in? And congratulations.
Not at all, Eric. And I don't think anybody else was watching was expecting me to win as well. The wheels were coming off with every single episode. It was chaotic. It was stressful, but it was also the most fun I've had. And yeah, I was so lucky with the group that I was on for Taskmaster as well. It was, I think, a huge part of each season relies on kind of the chemistry you have with the other people. And yeah, Anya Magliano, we've now just seen is part of the new Saturday Night Live cast. Phil Ellis, he's enjoying his tour. Sanjeev is appearing in all these different films, and Reece Shearsmith has just finished with his Inside Number 9 play, which we all went to go and see. We all had a reunion and went for a curry and went to see Reece's show. So it was great.
I know, but some of the tasks are questionable. I mean, was there
outrageous.
Was there ever a time when you thought, I'll just go back to selling ice cream?
100%. There was the one with twins where the task was me and Reece. We had to take it in turns going into a room asking the same person questions that they can only answer yes or no to determine what her name was. And we'd finally cracked it. We were like, her name begins with L. It's Louise. We got it. It's Louise. And I sent Reece back in because I had to say, is your name Louise? She said, yes. I said, right, now you go in, ask her if her name's Louise. She goes, no. We were like, what's going on? And it turns out they were identical twins and they were switching them out each time me and Reece left the room.
Oh, my God.
So we were literally like, are we going mad here? She's answered yes. So that was so stressful. It's genius. It's so Taskmaster. Yeah, that is typical Taskmaster. They make these tasks that make you think, I've got it. And you can see the victory lights, and then they throw a spanner in the works. But it was great fun.
I imagine with a show like that, it's so entertaining to watch, but I imagine the crack and the fun that you have when the cameras are off with everyone is absolutely phenomenal as well.
Yeah, it's such a good vibe on that show because, like, as you say, the moment the cameras turn off, everybody sit, like, even in the house, in that Taskmaster house, when we stopped for like lunch, all the camera crew and the production crew and and me and the makeup artist and Alex, we all sit in the same room that doesn't need to be dressed up for the next task to have our lunch, and it's just such a nice way of making sure everybody bonds all the time, and it was the same at the studio shows as well. It was just it felt like one long stag do. It was amazing.
Listen, aside from comedy, women's football is a big thing in your life. So why did you decide to make that pivot?
I mean, it's always been a huge part of my life. I grew up in a big football family. We were very passionate Leeds United fans, and I was always brought up around football, and I would play it as well. But it was very kind of more difficult than it is now to find a team to play with, especially as I got older and it couldn't be mixed anymore. And then I can remember being at university and seeing like women playing football on my TV screen for the first time. And that was incredible. It was the players like Jill Scott and it was amazing to kind of see those people on screen and have it brought to my attention in the same way that like the men's game is all the time. And then that Euros in 2022 was a massive kind of turning point, I think, for women's football. And I just love seeing now kids who are the age that I was when I was playing, except they've got it part of their curriculum at school. They've got it, a plethora of different football teams that they can join in their communities. And it's amazing now. I present like the Women's FA Cup with Jill, which is bonkers because she's somebody I grew up watching, and I have to remind myself to not fangirl every time I present with her, and instead just be like, yeah, we're just mates. Me and Jill, we're mates. But she is genuinely a proper hero of mine. And now when we go to those games and present them, and we look into the crowd and we can see young people, old people, boys, girls, mums, dads, grannies, grandpas, that it's all ages. People going as a big group, people going as couples. It's for everybody, and that's that to me is what football should be, and it's really lovely for me to now see that reflected in the stands as well.
That's kind of how I feel watching Martin for the last 30 years. You know what I mean? Now I get to.
It's about time you said it.
Yeah.
Got to work with one of my 30 years bit for?
Never mind.
There's got to be a Stewards inquiry after this.
For you, on constantly, Martin. You can't catch a break.
He's definitely not getting near the dressing room.
Yeah, I'll get one eventually, Maisie. But your new show, What's Her Face, is coming to Ireland very, very soon. Is that right? 18th of September.
Yes. Yeah, I'm doing Dublin in the Ambassadors Theatre, which was a beautiful room last time, and like the Irish audiences, they are such a laugh. They're so. I mean, this is. Like, just to be serious for like a second, we had a medical emergency at the Ambassadors Theatre last time, and the Irish audience were just like, at one point I was like, is this a bit that you're doing? Because they just were like, oh, no worries, we'll all move our chairs whilst we call the emergency. Like, they just sort of took over. Mm-hmm. And then the guy was absolutely fine in the end. But whilst we were, like, waiting for him to be sorted out, somebody just called out, like, should we just do a Q&A whilst we wait for the... So I was like, yeah, I can do. So I sat on the stage and we just sort of spoke, a bit like what we have just done now, of people putting their hands up and going, what's Greg James like on what's Greg Davis like on Taskmaster? And I would just sort of, like, sit there and talk for a bit. And I thought, that's such a lovely testament to the Irish audience. They were like, well, don't worry, we're happy to just sit and wait and pass the time until you're ready to start your show again. So
if there's one thing about us Irish, we love it. We love a chit-chat.
We do like the conversation.
It was great. I felt like I'd been round to a mate's, or rather, 400 people had been round to mine, and then just sort of sat and had a brew with me.
Did you know my dressing room was big enough to house 400 people?
I'm heard enough about this dressing room. Maisie Adam, thank you very much for joining us, and people can go and see in the Ambassador on the 18th of September. What's Her Face?
Lovely.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.